Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel where we are living and not existing. This is my go-to number one hairstyle. It is just a traditional sew in with leave out. My braid pattern for the most part is the same like I do with almost all of my installs. I'm going to start with the section, of course, with my hair already parted off for my leave out. I'm going to start with one section, braid all the way down to the end, create another section of cornrow, and gather that braid that I just braided up into that section, if that makes sense. I'm going to do that all the way until I get to the back, which is here. And then I'm just going to do the same thing, but bring the braids going up instead of together at the ends. My braid pattern is just really, really simple. I mean, this is the go-to easiest braid pattern that you can do if you don't know how to really braid and you want to get a really nice, foundation. This is the easiest way and most secure foundation you can do on yourself. Now, if I was doing this on my clients, this would be a completely different braid pattern. I used to use a completely different braid pattern, but this is also still flat and easier to do on yourself. I do also like to add a stocking cap and sew it around the perimeter of my head because it makes it easier to take my sewing out by myself if I don't have any help. If I put the stocking cap on, and it just keeps everything in place. I like the stocking cap. I don't like a net. So when it comes to actually sewing in the bundles, I do like to start close by my ear, not the very top of my ear, but close by my ear, sewing under that basically first or end of where those braids were pulled up at. I like to sew at the bottom. All I'm doing is, of course, double wefting my tracks because I wanted it to be kind of full, but not too full, honey. I like it to look really natural. But I'm going to pull the needle under. No, when I first start out, I like to pull the needle through the wefts. I know that's like something people don't like to do, but I like to pull the needle through the weft, twist it around, take the end of the string that is not looped through the hole of the needle and twist it around 3 times to make a knot. I just like that back track to be really secured. But basically, just like a quick weave, you're just going to go from ear to ear, but you're not going to cut the tracks. That's all this sew-in is, just a basic sew-in. You're going to sew from ear to ear, but you're not going to cut the tracks. When I get ready to flip, I do split my wefts or my tracks in half so I can just sew one track and then flip so it can be really, really, really flat. Once I flip it, see right here, it's one. So when I flip it and I start sewing it down, it's extremely, really, really flat. They will eventually meet back up again and you'll just sew under. Once I get here, I just start sewing under. I'll either loop it, pull it through, or I'll do my little 3 knots. It all depends on how I'm feeling and how long I want my sewing to last, whatever. But if you just loop it through and pull it really good and tight, you won't have any problems. This is just basic sewing. It's like a quick weave, but without cutting the tracks. You're going to sew from ear to ear, and you're going to make sure you just pull your needle underneath through the or underneath the weft or through the weft through the loop. It's simple, it's easy, and you're just going to go from ear to ear. When I'm done with one needle and thread and I'm ready for the next, all I'm going to do is just sew backwards. So where this is, I'm just doing it multiple times to make sure that knot is secure. So once I add another needle in and start sewing, nothing will come unravel or be loose. I can just keep going. I do like to make sure I already have at least 5 to 10 needles threaded and ready to go. No stopping in between threading needles or anything like that. They're ready to go. You don't have to make them really long, especially when you're doing it on yourself. I would suggest not to make them too long because in one of these clips I made it too long and the needle was kind of the thread was kind of getting like tangled up and getting on my nerves, and it was just being extra. So don't make them too long. I would maybe like arm's length, just so you can just keep going in and out, in and out. You'll be done with your sewing within like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It doesn't take long. Or 3 hours good if you like me sitting here watching the movie and filming and doing all this extra stuff. But yeah, I would advise you to make sure you have at least 5 to 10 needles threaded and ready to go. Once I'm here and basically at the very top, and I just have this little, somewhat of a horseshoe-ish looking you-ish type of area left, I am going to curve my tracks just a little bit. I really didn't want a lot of hair in my face. I just wanted something nice, natural, and easy going. So I'm just going to curve my tracks like you can see just a little bit, and I'm going to go back and forth. So instead of continuing to go to the next side, I'm just going to go all the way to the end of one side, flip, going back up, curve a little bit, flip it, going back down, go back up, just up and down until I get to the very top to be able to close it off with one track. Also, y'all, I did fail to mention, honey, this hair is from Amazon. I did just upload a video on my current favorites, and I did talk a little bit about this hair, but let me tell you. So with this hair, when I first off, I got this hair based upon my client. I have one client, honey. That's all I kept with one client. I love her. And Audrey came in with this hair from Amazon trying it out. And when I was straightening the hair and curling the hair, I realized, girl, this is some good hair. So I decided to order the hair and I tried the hair. When I first received the hair, I boiled the hair. Yes, I boiled my weave, honey. I boiled the hair for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then, no, girl, 10 minutes. I boiled the hair for 5 minutes, rinsed it out, washed it, deep conditioned it, and it was ready to go. Like this hair really gave me no problems. The only thing I will say about this hair where I ran into problems at was when I did not tie it up. Like a few nights I just went to sleep, I was tired, whatever, didn't put a button on, nothing. It did get a little dry. That's the only problem I had with this hair was when I did not properly cover it, it did get a little dry, but all I had to do was just wash it or basically co-wash it again. And it was just like this. It was ready to go. This was some really, really nice hair. I don't even think I paid more than $150 for this hair. And this was in the inches 20 inch, 18 inch, and 16 inch. And I have 2.5 bundles of it in my hair. It is kind of thin because usually I don't have to double weft my hair all the way up to the top, but yeah, I had to double weft this hair to the very top except for that last track. That was the only thing that wasn't double wefted. I did add a few long layers in this hair. Long layers in this hair. I did not want all them extra layers because one thing, it's pretty to see those nice pretty extra layers in installs, first day, beautiful. But what people fail to realize is that is very high maintenance. If you want it to look like it needs to look every single day, you're gonna have to put a little curl in it, honey. Unless the hair is just superb, that it's gonna keep that style for weeks at a time. But mainly no. So long layers, why I like long layers is that you can do long layers, curl it, and it'll look pretty. But then when you straighten it, when you don't have time to curl it or the curls have dropped, it still looks nice. I'm all about convenience these days. I like nice stuff. I like pretty things. But girl, I am all about convenience. If it's going to be easy, if I can get up and go to work and just do something real quick with my hair, and I don't got to take all that time to make sure it's looking nice, that's what I want. And that's what I decided to do with this style. And you see just with the long layers how good the hair looks. It looks fuller. It just looks better overall to me. Now, the very beginning of the intro of this video and the outro of this video of the final result is a month later. So right here you see I'm using my curling iron to curl this hair. Girl, I didn't like how my hair came out. So I had to go back as I was editing the video and re-film the me curling my hair, and so it could come out looking like I wanted to. So all I did was still curl my hair with the curling iron, but I did not pin it. I just held it a little bit, let the heat drop, or let the heat come down, and then I styled it to my desired look, and this is how the hair came out. It is lovely and beautiful and pretty. It's everything I like to look like. Like, I just look like a lady. I look nice. I look like myself. I love this look. This is my favorite go-to hairstyle. But as always, thank y'all so much for watching, and until next time, bye y'all.